Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one you definitely don't want to miss. It's packed with emotion, confusion, and a twist you won't see coming. Just when it seemed like things were finally starting to blossom between Tank and Han, someone unexpected shows up. And not just anyone. Who is this mysterious stranger? Why did they appear right when Thien was planning something special for Han? And more importantly, what did Ju-han see that made her stop cold? Her heart pounding and her face frozen in shock. Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into the moment everything changed and uncover the truth behind it all. After Tho dragged Thien under the nearest tree, the shade barely made a difference in the sweltering heat. Still, that didn't stop Trin from dramatically fanning him with her hand and gently brushing a lock of his hair back. "You really should take better care of yourself," she whispered, narrowing her eyes like she was genuinely concerned, then froze like a man who just realized he stepped into a minefield. I'm fine. Really," he mumbled. That's when Han turned the corner. Her basket, once filled to the brim with pineapples, was now nearly empty. Her arms ached, her feet were dusty, but there was something peaceful about returning home after a long day's work. That peace shattered the moment she looked into her front yard. She blinked. Was she really seeing this? Under the tree, in a scene that could have been pulled straight out of a rom-com, Thien stood stiff and flushed, while a stranger gently held his hand and ran her fingers through his hair. From a distance, Han's eyes narrowed. Her confusion turned into a quiet, creeping suspicion. The way Trin touched his arm too familiar, her voice too soft. And Thien, standing there like he didn't know whether to run or confess? A single absurd thought hit Han like a summer gust turned ice cold. Wait, is Thien gay? She took a step back, heart tangled in a storm of surprised disappointment and a shy, reluctant curiosity she didn't know what to do with. Han suddenly feels her cheeks flush as she half covers her face and briskly walks by, muttering, "Hello, I was just passing through." Thien's heart leaps into his throat. He can't let this misunderstanding stand. He darts forward, voice urgent. "Huh? No, it's not what you think." But Tho, standing a little behind him, glowers. The timing couldn't be worse. Han returning home right when things looked questionable, undeterred. Thien breaks into a jog toward the house, calling out, "Han, wait, let me explain." His expression is a mix of pleading and panic. Han slows her pace and tilts her head in gentle reassurance. "Then you don't have to explain. I didn't see anything. You're safe." Her tone is soft, but firm, like she's trying to smooth over a scratch on metal. "I'll keep it between us. Don't worry." Thien stops, breathless voice still rushing. "It really isn't what it looked like." "Let me help." Han raises her hand in a calm, smiling wave, interrupting him. "No, I got it. I'm okay. Please don't worry." She brushes a stray hair from her face, steadying herself. "I'm just a bit surprised, that's all." The tension in the air shifts. Tho grunts, looking ready to storm off, but catches himself. Curiosity and kindness still sparkle in Han's eyes. She asks, "By the way, you've been super helpful lately. Did you quit your job or something? You're here fixing things and bringing wood. What's going on?" Thien exhales and tries to steady his tone like he's piecing together the right words. "No, I'm not. I haven't stopped working. But I did pick up some lumber today. Thought I could help build you a new fence. You know, something sturdy, private." He gestures toward the planks leaning against the porch. Just wanted to lend a hand. Han turns to look at the wood and then back at Than, a gentle gratitude softening her face. "Thank you," she says quietly. Then her brow furrows. Curiosity peaks again, but, who is Trin? And why was she here? It looked like something else. Than blinks in surprise. He glances over at Tho, then back at Han, and finally cracks a confused smile. "Isn't Trin your friend, Han?" Runs a hand through her dusty hair and hesitates, then shakes her head gently. "No, actually, we just met." She chuckles shyly. "I mean, Trin and I met today, but when I arrived, you two seemed so close." You were holding hands, and she clears her throat, looking down. "Sorry, it just threw me off." Than exhales his shoulders, easing relief flooding his features. "Oh no, it's not like that at all. She just saw me overheating under the sun and offered to fan me with her hat, and I let her fix my hair because it was messy. That's all." He glances back at Tho, still smoldering in the shade. "No funny business." Han looks thoughtful, blinking as the misunderstanding melts away. She smiles softly at Than. "Okay. Thanks for explaining." She takes a step forward, her posture lighter. "And thanks for the fence. It means a lot." The front yard had barely settled into calm when it happened. Tho strutted back over, his voice loud, and his palm landing with a loud smack on Than's backside. "Man, what's taking you so long? I've been waiting over there forever." The tension snapped back like a rubber band. Han blinked, her eyes widening, but she forced a composed smile, trying hard to play it cool. Than, on the other hand, looked like a deer caught in headlights. "It's not what it looks like," he blurted out again. "I don't even know this guy." "That well." Tho grinned and stepped even closer, closing the gap. "Oh, come on. You don't have to hide it," he teased. "If you like me, just say it." Than turned red, more from shock than affection. He took a step back, trying to reclaim some sense of reality. This guy was too much. Something about Tho's bold energy, the way he said things without blinking, made Than's skin crawl. He was done. With a deep breath, he muttered, "I'm out," and walked away, leaving a trail of dust and confusion behind. Now it was just Tho and Han. The energy shifted again, sharp, uneven. Tho turned toward her with a possessive gleam in his eyes. "Just so you know," he said, voice suddenly low and firm, "I'm in love with Than. He's mine. So don't get any ideas." Han blinked, stunned. "Wait, what? You and Than?" She looked genuinely puzzled. "But you just came up from Saigon. How do you even know him?" Tho's expression hardened. "That's enough questions. Geez, you talk too much." There was an awkward pause. Then, as if on cue, he reached into his bag and pulled out a carefully folded dress, wrapped in thin plastic. "Here. My mom bought this for you." Han blinked again, completely thrown. "Your mom bought me a dress." "She buys all sorts of junk," Tho said, waving it off. "But don't get excited. Just put it on so I can take a picture for her. She wants proof." I don't really wear dresses," Han said quietly. "Never have, actually." Tho rolled his eyes. "Yeah, that explains the whole farm girl vibe. Whatever. Just put it on. We'll make it quick." For a moment, Han hesitated. Then, maybe out of politeness, or just to get it over with, she turned and headed inside. The house was warm and familiar, but the dress in her hands felt alien. Still, she slipped it on. When she stepped back outside, there was a hush. The sun caught the fabric just right, It shimmered soft and elegant. For someone who claimed she never wore dresses, Han looked effortlessly beautiful. "All right," Tho said, his eyes gleaming with something unreadable. "Give me a spin." She gave a slow, reluctant twirl. Tho whipped out his phone. Click, click. He took photos fast and without asking again. Then, just as quickly, his tone shifted again. "Okay, now take it off. We're done." Han hesitated. "What?" "Take it off," he repeated. "I need to return it." For a moment, she just stood there unsure. Then she nodded slowly and walked back inside, slipping out of the dress and folding it as neatly as she could. Something in her gut felt off. Like this wasn't about the dress at all. Like this was about control, about hiding something. Back on the porch, Tho shoved the dress into his bag without saying a word, and suddenly, the silence between them wasn't awkward, it was ominous. Because deep down, Han suspected the same thing you might be thinking right now. Maybe Tho wasn't really in love with Than. Maybe he was just trying to hide who he really was. And that dress, it wasn't about her. It was about proving something to someone else. His mother, maybe. Himself? But that wasn't the only mystery lingering in the air. Where was Than? Why did he leave so suddenly? And more importantly, would he ever come back? The misunderstanding had created a crack between them. But whether it would become a canyon or just a memory was still unwritten. And that's where we leave them for now. One dress, one lie, one moment that changed the story. Will Than find the courage to clear the air? Will Han finally discover what she truly wants and who she can trust? And will Tho ever face the truth about himself? Stick around because next episode, everything's about to unravel.
Trở lại hiên nhà, họ nhét chiếc váy vào túi mà không nói một lời. Và đột nhiên, sự im lặng giữa họ không còn ngại ngùng nữa mà là điểm vỡ. Bởi vì sâu thẳm bên trong, Hân nghi ngờ cùng một điều mà bạn có thể đang nghĩ ngay lúc này. Có lẽ Thọ không thực sự yêu Thành, có lẽ anh ấy chỉ đang cố che giấu con người thật của mình. Và chiếc váy đó không phải về cô ấy mà là về việc chứng minh điều gì đó với người khác, có lẽ là mẹ anh, chính anh. Nhưng đó không phải là bí ẩn duy nhất còn lơ lửng trong không khí. Thành ở đâu? Tại sao anh ấy lại đột ngột rời đi như vậy? Và quan trọng hơn, anh ấy có bao giờ quay lại không? Sự hiểu lầm đã tạo nên một vết nứt giữa họ, nhưng liệu nó có trở thành một hẻm núi hay chỉ một ký ức không vẫn chưa được viết ra. Và đó là nơi chúng ta để họ ở lại cho đến bây giờ. Một lời nói dối, một khoảnh khắc đã thay đổi một chuyện. Liệu Thành đổi can đảm để làm sáng tỏ không? Liệu Hân cuối cùng khám phá ra điều cô thực sự muốn không, và cô có thể tin tưởng ai nữa? Và liệu Thọ có bao giờ đối mặt với sự thật về bản thân mình? Hãy ở lại vì phần tiếp theo mọi thứ sắp được sáng tỏ.